Hello, 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 friends. Oh my gosh. 1 second here. Store. So, I don't know. I see 0 viewers at the moment. I'm so sorry about that. If you are watching this right now and seeing my live broadcast, hello. I went, hang on a second. Let's get rid of my kitchen back there. There we go. So I went to start the broadcast and I got the blue screen of death. So that made me really happy, especially after I've been working on this all day. So I still see 0 viewers and I'm just going to check and see what's happening here. I think I might go back into JFactor and let people know that we are live because I still see 0 viewers and it is now 5:06. I do apologize. It clearly was not my intention to crash my computer because I'm super excited to bring you my presentation today on social media for the JFactor team, making sense of social media. Hey, there we go. Now I see 7 viewers. So hi, folks. It is great to have you here. I apologize for being late. That is never my intention. Oh, hang on. Where's the Q&A? Q&A. So there we go. Now I have the Q&A open. So what I was going to say was it is never my intention to be late, but I got my, I started the broadcast early because I like to be that type of a person, and everything crashed. I got the blue screen of death. So anyways, here we are. So welcome, welcome JFactor. It is great to have you here. I think we're actually just going to get right to it because we are a few minutes late and I do apologize. This is going to be recorded and will be on my YouTube channel. And I spoke with Kathleen Dagelman and Kat, and they're going to put it on the JFactor Hangout channel after the fact as well. So everything we cover tonight will be recorded. I'm trusting you guys can hear me. And yeah, it looks like everything should be good. So I'm just going to go ahead and start the presentation. So let me just go over here to screen share. And this is my PowerPoint. Oops, previous. I don't know why this is here. Exit. So here we go. Hide. Ha! Welcome. Hi there. My name is Lori, and my company is Making Sense of Social Media. So today's presentation is for the JFactor team. However, what I'm teaching you here today is pretty generic across the board network marketing. I want to be straight up that I am a social media specialist. I try and do everything within compliance with Janess. And of course, what I am teaching you here tonight is my experience. I'm keeping it really basic, as that has, since I've been in with the JFactor team, the questions I've received have been extremely basic. So that's where I'm keeping it. So anyways, let's get into the show, as Gary Vaynerchuk says. Who is Lori? Well, that's me. I'm a trained and certified social media manager, constant state of education. Due to the evolution of social media, I need to stay on top of my game. I've been in business since 2011, and I've had a whole bunch of clients. So I'm speeding ahead a little bit just to save time. So let's get into the Facebook training. Now, like I said, this is going to be a little bit basic, but at the end, I'm going to be answering the questions that you guys put forth to me earlier in our JFactor group on Facebook. First and foremost, if you have not already set up your business page, you need to do so. And I implore you to brand it to you, not just Janess. Make your mark. So as an example, this is the cover photo for my business page. I have chosen Beauty That Is Ageless as my sort of tagline. I'm an independent or Jeunesse independent distributor. So this is what it looks like. I have no product, I have no nothing. And some may say, well, what's the attraction point? And I'll get into that later, but this is just from my experience of doing this professionally for 5 years, it is my experience that you want to brand pretty generically. So I like, when it comes to branding, colors are also very important. I have chosen blues and pinks as my sort of basic brand colors, and you'll see that throughout all of my marketing. So you want to choose a color that resonates with you, but that you know also attracts clients. It has been proven that the color blue is, when it comes to marketing, the most trusted color. So you may want to incorporate blue into your marketing. You want to make sure your about section is thoroughly filled out. I have had the opportunity to look at a lot of different Jeunesse distributor pages and notice that some of them don't even have websites in there. So you want to make sure your about section, your contact information is thoroughly filled out. You want to have a CTA, a call to action. You can see here, I hope you can see my mouse moving here. I'm not sure if you can. And of course, I'm all alone. I don't have a helper like Kasaya sometimes does. I'm certainly no Kasaya, but I have my goals set. Anyways, so my call to action here on my Facebook page is my Shop Now button. I actually made a tutorial video for our JFactor team explaining what this means and how to use this properly. So scroll through the videos and the posts in the JFactor group to find that one. It's even called Facebook Calls to Action. I also have another one here, Join My Team. That's an app, a third-party app for a Facebook page. If you don't know what those are, either chat with me or Google it because it's everywhere. As I was mentioning earlier, ensure that your website and your contact information are on your Facebook page. That is the beginning of everything for your Facebook page. So next, video on Facebook is obviously a huge hot commodity. Hello, Becky Hurley, right? Am I right? Look what happened to her. So you want to have a featured video on your Facebook page, and this will sit right above your About section. So this is a screenshot of my Facebook page, and you can see here, this is my most recent featured video, and you can change them up as well. So I just recently changed this to my video where I say I've stopped using Instantly Ageless, and of course it's a huge plug for the Luminous line because I basically don't need Instantly Ageless anymore. So if you don't have a featured video on your Facebook page, I encourage you to either make one of your own or use one of the ones that Jeunesse has provided for us. Next, allow people to privately message you on your page. And how you do this is in your settings and right here under messages. So you can see here, people can contact your page privately. If you have this set to off, nobody can private message you on your page. And when we do some of the big Facebook ad runs, like when we're boosting posts into different countries and such, and we say private message me, well, how are they going to private message you if you don't have this set on? So ensure that this is set to on in the back end of your Facebook page under your settings. I wish I could see your faces. Anyways, so my next point is let people know that you have a page. Now you want to add it as your employer on your personal profile. Now I have been given permission by this particular person to show her face because she was asking me some questions. And I'll show you what I mean here. So Mrs. Teresa Siderio, I believe is how you say her last name. She asked me to look at her Facebook page, and I'm going to show you a little bit of her page in a bit. But so these are screenshots. When you look at her personal profile, where does she work? Like I have no idea that she is a distributor for Jeunesse. This here on the right is my personal profile. You can see very clearly that I'm an independent distributor for Jeunesse at Inspired Into Action. Inspired Into Action is my branded personal business, or my branded business page for Jeunesse. This is a clickable link on Facebook so that when people click on it, it will open up my Jeunesse page. The way to do this is so very simple. You simply go into your personal profile, you edit your About section for your employer, and you add the name of your business page as your employer. And then you can pick whatever position you like. So I chose the position of independent distributor for Jeunesse Global. You can choose whatever you like. If you want to put your ranking in there, you can. I am a Pearl, and I chose not to put that in there because I wanted to make this sort of generic, and not generic, but I wanted to make it so that anybody would be attracted to it, whether they're just starting or whether they're, you know, a double diamond director. It didn't, to me, it made sense to me. So this is one thing that a lot of people, a lot of Jeunesse distributors do not have, and I recommend this for absolutely everybody. That way your friends can see through a clickable link what you're doing on your business page. So hopefully that makes sense. So my next point is about creating content. Now, you want to create content and schedule out posts in order to save time. Now, I'm going to give you sort of a light bulb moment here, hopefully, and shock you a little bit. But the reality is, when it comes to posting on your Facebook business page, a number of people do it excellently. Becky Hurley. Hi, Becky. I'm pretty sure you're here. Becky does it excellently. She talks about all kinds of things on her Facebook page. So it's not all about your latest offering. You want to enlighten, entertain, and educate. I'm going to hang on one second. I'm going to stop sharing this page. Hi. Oh, and I'm going to screen share a different page. So this is a screen share of my Inspired Into Action. This is my business page. So you can see here that I talk about all kinds of things. I just posted this a few minutes ago. I talk about apples because it's really one of my favorite times of year when the apples are fresh and they're local. And then what's your favorite recipe? This just came out 25 minutes ago. Here's a motivational post, Maya Angelou. Today would have been my daddy's birthday. So here's a post about my daddy. Happy 92nd birthday, Harold. He was such a dork. Anyways, here, you know, lots of different intro stories. And ta-da, here's Luminesse. So it's not all about, here's a picture of Paris. It's not all about Jeunesse all the time. You want to really, truly mix it up and you know, put on cat videos. Margaret Leck, my sponsor, when she posts pictures of her cat Lily, the internet goes crazy. So I really encourage you to not just post things about Jeunesse all the time. You really, really need to mix it up to attract new people and maintain the interest of the people that you already have on your page. So let me go back to my presentation. So My next suggestion is be a real person. It's not just about the brand. Share your personal stories. Allow yourself to be transparent to the point where your followers get to know, like, and trust you. And like we all know, if you've been in marketing for any amount of time, when people get to know, like, and trust you, they buy from you. So I really, really encourage you to really throw yourself out there and be vulnerable, be transparent as much as you feel that you are able to. I'm going back to my presentation here. Share. So the next slide is, so when it comes to content, you want to schedule out content. You can either do it organically through Facebook, and this is how you do it. So again, this is a screenshot of my business page. And instead of writing out your post or uploading a picture or a video, instead of clicking the publish button, click on the drop-down arrow to the right of the publish button and click on schedule. Of course, you can see the other options there, but I personally use the schedule one more than anything else. And in fact, quite frequently, I'll spend a good amount of time on a weekend or something like that, and I'll schedule out, 2 or 3 days worth of posts. Now, keep in mind, I recommend posting at least 3 times per day to your business page. And other social media experts, people even like Sandy Krakowski or Mari Smith or some of those other very higher ranking Facebook and social media experts, they recommend even 5 to 10 times per day. So with me, I usually keep it to 3 to 4. So it's really, really up to you what you're comfortable with. But that is definitely the recommendation. So just so you know. So here is how you can schedule organically through Facebook, and you can also use a third-party app or a third-party website such as Hootsuite. Hootsuite is a fabulous website that I use. I know Kathleen Dagelman uses it, and it works just seamlessly. It's wonderful. So I just need a sip of water here. In order to bring your page kind of to the next level, you really want to consider using Facebook ads. Now, this is not boosting a post. So these are the steps you want to take if you are going to spend some money to grow the numbers on your Facebook page. So you want to go to the Ads Manager, which this is a screenshot of my my homepage on Facebook, the news feed. So it'll be in that menu on the left-hand side of the page. And when you get into the Ads Manager, you're going to go over and create an ad. And then this is the one you're going to choose, promote your page. Once you've clicked on that, it'll bring you to another set of another screen, and you'll be able to quite easily follow the instructions. You will choose your business page and just carry on from there. But that is how you build or create a Facebook ad to grow your page. And for those of you who have smaller numbers, 100 or 200 or something like that, or less, this is something I would really encourage you to do, because not that you can't be effective with small numbers on your page, but the reality is that some people will land on your page and see you have 57 followers and go, they don't have anything to say, and they'll move on. So I do encourage you, not to spend a lot of money, but my strategy has been that I haven't spent money on it for quite some time, but I would do like $10 here and $20 there kind of thing, and just grow it in chunks. So keep in mind, my Inspired into Action page I've had for, I was calculating today, I've had it for 7 years. So that's why it is called Inspired into Action, because it was from a long time ago, but I really feel like I've worked it into my entire Jeunesse brand. So anyways, that's a bit of an aside. These are the steps that you will want to take when you want to grow the likes on your page. So that was the sort of basic Facebook training I had for you for today. Again, this is recorded. It will be on my YouTube channel, as well as somewhere within the JFactor family of information. And I'm sure we'll be able to find that later on in the JFactor group on Facebook. So now I wanted to go ahead and answer the questions that you guys had for me. You know what? I'm going to stop sharing and see if I can. So nobody has any questions here. I don't see any. And I can't see. I'm not going to open up my YouTube channel. Actually, let me just quickly do that and see if there's anything specifically commented. Oh, there's people. You guys are talking to each other. Woohoo, that's awesome. Oh, I'm such a dork. Anyway, so let's go back to the Q&A, because I believe I have some really good stuff for you. So Q&A, here we go. The first question is from Teresa. Now, she is the wonderful lady who gave me the permission to share her stuff. So, oh, just 1 second here. I'm going to share her page with you. Oh, hang on a second. I shared the wrong screen. Okay, so this is Teresa's business page, and she said, you know, I've boosted so many things and never do I get a response. Lots of likes, but no responses. So this is Teresa's business page, and I scrolled through it a little bit, and you know, I didn't actually come across a post that I believe she had boosted, but you know, I did come up with some other ideas that hopefully will help the others listening to this and the people that are viewing this video later on as well. And that is the whole idea of posting consistently. You know, since I've spoken to her a couple of days ago, she has posted a couple of times. You can see here 20 hours ago, and then on October 1st. But prior to that, you know, it was every few days kind of thing. And that definitely has something to do with, the type of a response you're going to get or not get. I've always said to anybody that is asked, treat your Facebook page like a storefront. And if nobody's home, people are going to go looking elsewhere for what they are needing and what they're looking for. So if you're not posting consistently, that equates to nobody being home. That's why it is so important to, you know, take some time. If you can't attend to your Facebook page daily, then I recommend scheduling out the posts either organically on Facebook or with something like Hootsuite. So that is one suggestion as to why perhaps Teresa isn't getting much response from the boosted posts. Another suggestion for Teresa and the rest of you, you know, this post, for example, to order, go to the website. Well, that's not going to, personally, that would not inspire me to purchase. I need to hear a story. You know, I need to hear why I should be buying this product from this page. There is so much available these days that you have to really grab somebody's attention. And how that's done more often than not is with stories. So you really want to consider your words wisely and choose them well as adding your link to not every single post. That's not what I'd wanted to say, but you definitely want to add your link regularly so that people, when they are ready to shop and when they are ready to purchase off of your page, they know where to go. Statistically, people need to see something up to, about 15 times before they're going to buy from you. So, if you are continuing to show the pictures, you definitely want to be able to have that link available to them once they hit that threshold of when they're ready to buy. So, Teresa, I hope that answered your question a little bit. Oh gosh, where did my presentation go? I hope that answered your question a little bit. Yeah, so when you're not getting the response that you're hoping for, you also, another recommendation is simply asking questions. People aren't always going to respond to simply a picture or even the story. Sometimes asking questions is something that needs to happen. So yeah, hopefully that answered that question. The next question I had comes from Vicky, and she says, can I repost on my team page? Now, this, again, is a bit of a tricky question. Can I repost on my team page? It depends where the original post is coming from. So, for example, when Kathleen Dagelman posts in our JFactor team, because the settings of the JFactor group are private, sharing it onto your personal profile or even your business page is likely not going to work. So anything that you're sharing from is based on the settings of where it's coming from. And I hope that makes sense. So if you're sharing something from a secret or private group, chances are slim that it's actually going to work. What will happen is it will show up on your personal profile or on your business page as attachment unavailable. So if you see something like that says attachment unavailable, that means that it's based on the settings of the group where you shared it from. I hope that makes sense. And pages can also have their settings such that you can't share from their page either. So it's all based on the source. So, if you want people to share your content, make sure your settings on your business page and your personal profile are such that people are allowed to share. So I hope that one helped and answered that question. The next question comes from Beverly. She had a long one. So Beverly asks, wondering if you have experience with Periscope and how to capitalize on that and any tips. So I'm going to stop there and I'm going to talk about that first. Yes, I definitely do have experience with Periscope. When it first was hot and heavy and first starting off, I'm going to say early summer, June, July-ish, I dove right into the deep end and got into it huge and, started building a following. I was periscoping daily, sometimes multiple times per day, and things were going well. I was following some really big leaders and some really amazing people. Two of my favorites are Zach Spuckler is his name, and Kimra Luna is also another one who I really, really enjoy her scopes. Lewis Howes, that's a third. Those three were ones I took the time to watch their scopes. Oh, Subi Zimmerman, there's four. But here's the thing that I found with Periscope, and quite honestly, why I don't really use Periscope anymore. Number one, if you're going to capitalize on Periscope as a marketer, you have to be incredibly consistent. if you are not scoping every single day, you will get lost in the crowd and you will become basically irrelevant. So not to say that it's not possible, because it is. Zach Spuckler, his story is absolutely incredible. A 22-year-old kid, I mean, he could be my son, but he kind of came out of nowhere and started using Periscope, and within his first 30 days made $10,000 selling his own products, an info product. And he has since gone on to become one of the, biggest Periscope experts in North America, if not the world. He was a speaker on stage at the Periscope Summit, so on and so forth. So really, just like any other social network, if you really want it to work for you, you have to dive all in and be unbelievably consistent. If you feel like you're not going to have the time to put into it, then my personal recommendation would be to not. And there's nothing wrong with watching scopes and, gleaning amazing information from scopes. But if you want to use it for marketing purposes, you have to commit. That is truly the only way that you will be able to capitalize on it. So I personally, if you guys know me at all, which a lot of you know me fairly well, I'm big into Facebook and I'm huge into YouTube. So that's where I spend my time. If you feel like you have time and you want to add something new and different, then Periscope is still pretty wide open, and there is definitely opportunity there for you. I actually did a webinar on using Periscope for Jeunesse distributors earlier in the summer this year, and that can be found in the playlists in my YouTube channel. So I'll point that out to you a little bit later on, but that was back when I was super huge into it. So, it's definitely possible. So that was Bev's first question. And next she says, any info on all the rest would be greatly appreciated. Well, I know what Twitter and Pinterest are. How do we work that? So much to learn. Yes, Bev, there definitely is a lot to learn. And my suggestions are always, pick 2 or 3 social platforms that you feel really comfortable with and work those to the point where you're getting leads, you're getting traffic, you're engaging with people on a regular, consistent basis. Until you're hitting those types of goals, I wouldn't recommend adding anything else. So, if you've sort of plateaued on Facebook, and you feel really comfortable though with where you're at, and you're ready to add something else, then Pinterest actually is an amazing platform to use. Here's a neat statistic for you. 70% of Pinterest users are women. And who is primarily our target market as Jeunesse distributors? Well, they're women. A lot of them spend their evenings on just, while they're sitting on the couch watching television, or their husband's watching the game or whatever, they're on their phones or on their tablets scrolling through Pinterest. So it's definitely a great place to put your content. Anything can be pinned. You can pin videos, you can pin infographics, you can pin images, of course. So, it's really a remarkable platform. There was another statistic I wanted to share with you too, something about, and don't quote me on this exactly, but about 85% of the pins that are on Pinterest are repins. So if you are putting out great content, people are going to repin your content. And that's a really exciting fact that I think a lot of marketers are missing out on. I'm going to talk a little bit more about Pinterest in a couple minutes, but yeah, like Bev said, there is a lot to learn. Try not to get overwhelmed. Choose 2 or 3 platforms that you're really comfortable with and just work those, because you're not missing out on anything if you're not, on the other platforms. But, you know, it's what you're comfortable with. I would rather have you excellent at 2 or 3 platforms rather than crappy at 5, because you're overwhelmed and you just don't have the energy or the time or the wherewithal. Do you know what I mean? So I hope that makes sense. Anywho, let's go back to the questions. The next question comes from Julia Green. How do we switch between Instagram accounts? Are you allowed to? So Julia, yes, you are absolutely allowed actually as many Instagram accounts as you want. I personally know people who have like 5 or 6 accounts. I have 2, and hang on. Oh, using your cellular device, see my sapphire there? That's my reminder to hit sapphire. Using your smartphone, the only way to switch between your Instagram accounts is literally to log in, log off, and log into the other one. Log out and log in, log out and log in. However, leave it to Lori. I have something I want to share with you today. Just give me a second here. There's a couple of websites that you can manage Instagram accounts from, and they're on your laptop or on your desktop. And the first one I want to share with you, actually I only have one to share with you, and it is this one right here. It is this website. It's called OnlyPult, so ONLYPULT, onlypult.com, and you can manage one account for free on OnlyPult, and they have monthly paid plans where you can manage more than one. So earlier on in the year, I actually was managing, I think, about 6 different Instagram accounts, and I was using OnlyPult exclusively to manage all the different Instagram accounts. Now I'm just down to 2, so my own 2, and it's a personal preference. So I prefer to do it from my mobile. So, you know, I go to one, I post, I engage, I interact, and then I log out, and I go to my other one and I do the same thing there. So quite honestly, I have a favorite, kind of like a favorite child, and it is my one that I use for Jeunesse and personal stuff. So that's kind of my favorite one. So I spend a little bit more time there than I do with my other one, but that is the best way to, Margaret asks, why would I want more than one Instagram account? That's an excellent question. So basically, why you would want more than one Instagram account is if you do more than one thing. So for me, I have 2 separate lives, basically. I have my Jeunesse, I'm a Jeunesse distributor, but I also have my world of social media and my programs that I sell, and all my social media stuff that I do. And I don't like intermingling them too much because it gets overwhelming for the viewer and for the fan. So I keep them very, very separate as possible. And therefore, in the long run, I'm growing larger audiences, and because I'm attracting 2 completely different types of audiences. So hopefully that makes sense. Hi, Mary Lou. So you asked, is this being recorded for future viewing? Yes, Mary Lou, it will definitely be on my YouTube channel, as well as, I believe, somewhere within the JFactor team group or something. Kat was saying something that it would be added there. So there is the answer to that question. I do still have a couple more questions that I want to answer that came from earlier. So Julia, I hope that answered your question about the Instagram accounts. The next question comes from Margaret Leck. What is the best program to use for graphics? I absolutely love this question because I am a creative nutball and I make stuff all day, every day. I make images and obviously I make videos and that kind of thing. So I'm going to show you my website of choice, and that is, ta-da, Canva. I use Canva for creating all of my graphics. You can see here, I created it, or used it even for some of the graphics in this slide. You know, I use it for clients. I use it for Jeunesse stuff. I use it for everything. I've been using Canva. Oh, see, there's that one with Becky. I've been using Canva for I'm going to say close to 2 years now. It can be entirely free, and that is one of the biggest things that I love about it. It is incredibly functional. It is incredibly user-friendly. They have tutorial posts. They have a full tutorial system through blog posts, and I think there are some videos in there as well that you can follow to learn how to use Canva. It is definitely my favorite way to make images and graphics. And I also recommend PicMonkey, though. This is, I know Sandy Martins Toner, she recommends this one. I think she uses this. Oh please, computer, don't freeze on me. I think we're freezing. I think we're not. Here, let me close this. Okay, I think we're back. Okay, whew, that scared me. So yeah, using PicMonkey is definitely it's an excellent platform too. Again, it's just kind of a personal preference thing. I used to use PicMonkey a lot, and now I'm back to using Canva because it's by far my personal favorite. Play with them both. See which one that you like. PicMonkey has some sort of benefits and different little things that Canva doesn't. One sec. So there's benefits to both, but it's a matter of personal preference in the end. So yeah, there, Margaret, that is the A to your Q, as Marie Forleo says. Oh, I feel so Marie Forleo-ish. Becky Hurley asked, Pinterest, how do you get a retail sales option set up there? Fantastic question. Thank you, Becky. I'm going to bring you over to my Pinterest account here and show you a couple of things that you may or may not know. Let me just close out some of my screens here so that my computer doesn't freeze again. So here we go. Over to my Pinterest account. So this is my board. Actually, I'm going to go back to, this is my account. I have my description set up. I have my website linked. And I don't know if you know this, but your boards can be rearranged. So you can like drag and drop boards, whichever, oh dear, whichever which way you like. And again, it's about branding. As you can see here, the cover photos for all of my main boards all have me in them. So except for my favorite women, there Marie Forleo is in there. But you know, my main ones, they all have me. So Beauty That Is Ageless, again, my tagline, my branding. I'm going to click on that. And this is how you turn Pinterest into a retail sales center. Every time somebody clicks on one of your pictures, if you have it set up correctly, what will happen is they're going to click on it and watch. Boom. My slow computer is coming, I promise. There it is. This is set this is my personal beauty that is ageless website. I did have it. You can also set it to your market bolt. So let's look at another one. I believe, oh, I think I took them all off of market bolt. No, this one. This is a video. Oh, this is one of the longevity videos. But boom, here is my market bolt website on Finity. And how you want to do, or how you can change any pin, whether you have pinned it yourself or whether it's a repin, is like this. You click on the pin. It's either a pin that you've uploaded or you have repinned it. You edit it. This website right here, that's where you want people to land. So whether it be your market bolt site, your replicated site, your own compliant website, that is where you want to put the link, so that anytime somebody clicks on this picture, there's your website. And here's a fun little fact. Anytime somebody repins this picture, your link goes with it. So if they don't know to edit it, once they have repinned it onto their boards, your link will carry through. And that, my friends, is a gold mine. So when it comes to Pinterest, whether you upload it directly yourself or whether you repin it from somewhere else, ensure that you're clicking that little edit button and entering whatever website you want them to land on. So Becky, that is the A to your Q. And I see I have a couple more questions here. Actually, no, I don't. Suzanne just said thank you. You're welcome. I think it's about 10 minutes to 6. I think I'm just going to quickly pop over to Facebook and see if I have any more questions from you guys and answer them while I've got you on board. And other than that, sorry, just 1 second here. I'm so grateful my computer did not crash again. And again, this will be available as a replay on my YouTube channel and somewhere within the, awesome, thanks. Will this be recorded? Looking for, oh wait. Just started now, I see you on YouTube. No, it's clear. What about posts that are boosted? Okay, so Gina asked, what about posts that are boosted and people don't comment? They just have the boosted post. How do you get people to respond? Well, again, Gina, it's back to what I was saying earlier. You know, you're on Facebook, on any social media platform, you're building relationships. So if you have a fairly new page and people don't necessarily know you, they're not necessarily going to respond. You know, consider you're out on a date with somebody or you're meeting somebody for the first time. It takes time for people to get to know you and to get to trust you. So if people are not responding to your boosted posts, it truly is simply a matter of time and the know, like, and trust factor. So continue to do what you're doing. Continue to build rapport and build trust with those people that are following you. Continue to give them amazing content, valuable information, enlightening stuff. That's why quote images are so popular. And sharing yourself with them, which is another reason why I personally love to make videos so much, because people can actually see my face and see my mouth moving while I'm talking. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're hearing my voice and they're getting to know me as an individual. So, you know, continue to do what you're doing. Show them the best of yourself, even the worst of yourself. Some of my biggest and most responded to posts have been stuff where I'm like, life is crappy and I don't know what I'm going to do next, kind of thing. People can relate to that. And not that I recommend being Debbie Downer all the time, but be real, be yourself. Continue to do that. And as your page grows and as you engage and interact with people, they will begin to ask more and more questions. So, you know, back to your boosted posts. Are you just giving information, but are you sparking their ideas? Are you asking questions? Are you giving them something to interact about? You know, a picture and here is the meeting, you know, et cetera, that perhaps isn't enough for people anymore. You have to remember there's over 1 billion active users on Facebook. So, you know, we really have to stand out, boosted post or not. We have to stand out in a way that gets people to notice us. And, you know, I personally like to do that in the kindest, most loving, funniest, most creative way possible. It's really just about being you and letting your personality shine through. And, you know, use with the Gymnast products, sharing your story. You know, I love to share my story of how my skin has changed so dramatically since using Luminess that I don't need Instantly Ageless anymore. Not to say that I don't use it from time to time, because I still do. The other morning I woke up and I looked like a dinosaur because I was so tired. So on it went. It's just about being real. So continue to be real. Continue to prompt people with either questions or ideas or humor, that kind of thing. That's what gets people to open up. Yeah, so I hope that answered your question. I think I see another one here. Oh, no, that's a comment. Thank you, Margaret. She said, fantastic training. I appreciate that so much. And it is just about 6 o'clock, so I'm going to let you guys all go and either have some dinner or some water or whatever it is. Our team hangout is in a half an hour. I appreciate you all so much for spending an hour with me. And again, I apologize for the rocky start. It just is life. So you guys are amazing. I will see you on the JFactor group on Facebook, and bye for now. Oh, actually, I was going to say, share this with your team if you found it useful or whatever. And oh, right, one last thing I forgot to show you, and that is this. This is me. So if you have any more questions, find me Making Sense of Social Media. That is my social media life. That is the tagline for my Facebook page. That is my website, makingsenseofsocialmedia.org. Right here you can see. And so yes, if you have any questions or any other concerns or what have you, I'm happy to answer them. I do have packages that you may be interested. I have a video marketing program that I've recently written that you also may be interested in to grow your business using videos. I personally, that has been my #1 source of leads and for business partners and sending out samples alike, just from my videos. I honestly get emails every single day because of my videos. So it may be something you want to consider. So anyways, thank you again so much for your time. I really appreciate you being here. I will see you on the team hangout, and that's what I had for today. So bye.